It's Friday. Bill has a gig tomorrow and we can't afford to lose the day, so burning a vacation day. Also, pellet season, awesome, but takes up a lot of space. I gave in to the Halloween itch. Do not have time for a full costume. Making some scary pumpkin heads out of EVA foam. Floor mat foam using another guy's pattern. Carving in the faces. Rattlecan paint, gonna dirty them up. Add some metallic touches on here. It would be great to add lights, but there's not a lot of space in there, and time, money, kind of just low budge. Keep moving my sleeves up to get out of my way, and now I look like a Dalmatian. Did you get all those J-hooks done?
Yeah.
Did you get them all polished?
No, but...
There's still opportunity for me to make polishing your knob jokes?
Yes.
Awesome. This is the display unit for the 12-inch brocades, fabricated in my basement shop. I tried to paint it earlier in the week, but it was raining, and I didn't want to do it in the basement just because of fumes and space. After that, it was too windy, so I brought it here. Also found out that trying to do it with just the Rattlecan was eating up a lot of paint. I didn't want to do leather dye and wipe on poly because I didn't want all the time invested in a wipe on poly. So I'm splitting the difference. I hit everything with leather dye, which is going to hopefully give us a darker pigment, and if any scratching goes on of the paint, it won't be as noticeable. But we're going to let this dry, sand it back quick, hit it with paint. Bilbo Baggins has blown up and taken over the shop with crescent parts.
Crescent stuff. Yeah.
Polishing. What are you polishing right now?
No, I'm making the jump rings.
Ooh,
so I just gotta cut
that's
them.
exciting.
Yeah. Just in time.
I was using the bandsaw for protection from a shattering disc. That's my fear. I've seen this method before.
Shatter, which is nice.
Where you wrap the wire around it and then you just cut it. I've seen jewelry makers and...
yeah, it's nice because the ends wind up square instead of being pinched off like with...
I've seen prop makers do it too for chainmail.
Chainmail, yeah.
Making good progress. I am doing a quick sandback on the blue drums. Bill wants to get another coat of lacquer today. He'd like to have all the coats of lacquer done before we head to PASIC, so when we come back, they've already cured out. There's only one coat on here, so I have to go super light with 400. Then I might move on to trim for the Mahler box or wet sanding. Well, I gotta do this too. I'm like a chicken today with my head cut off. Dyed drums with one coat of finish. We're talking high risk, baby.
That's right.
Because blowing through would not be good. I wonder how thick one coat of finish actually is.
Question. I guess it depends on how you apply it. Seems like something that you could look up.
I'm sure your coat isn't whisper thin.
Nah.
You probably slopped it on like a server at the 99, right?
Yeah, but a lot of it, the first coat, a lot of it soaks in. So it's kind of hard to tell.
A lot of dust pucks, or air bubble pucks in this.
Yeah. It's like with the first coat, a lot of times it just bubbles up like a son of a bitch, like stuff coming out of the wood, but I don't fully understand what's happening or why, so.
I think it's air stuck in the fibers.
I mean, I think so too. I just don't know if what you do about it. Like,
Nothing. Yeah, that didn't help much at all, did it? 15-watt bulb in that thing?
oh yeah, that little light doesn't really do much.
It's not even enough to keep a chicken warm.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably put like a bulb in there that doesn't suck. Because it would be useful to have that in there. I just, you know.
Good news, if your joints suck, you can blame it on the paint fumes.
Yeah.
Snuffed. Beaver Nuggets, don't mind if I do. I noticed that punch hasn't given you a single bit of trouble.
Yeah, so far.
That's not fair.
Yeah, well, you know, maybe it didn't want to go to the scrap heap like you said.
You got the touch.
Or that.
You got the power. Is there power? I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
I think I hear dogs barking though. As a disclaimer for anyone that's dying inside right now, these are student grade horns that were bought off Goodwill.
Yeah, these bells are off of trombones that were on their way to the recycling center. Their life as a trombone was going to be over either way. So at least now, this has a bit wander around a bit. At least now, they will still be a musical instrument of some kind.
I can see the run out from here. Holy crap.
Yeah.
You sure that's not your quill?
Well, part of it's the quill. This one's actually better.
Because it's older. Older's better.
Yep, that is absolutely true.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it before I pull the quill out. Are you hitting that with your shoulder?
Yeah.
I thought you'd use your nose. I could probably move these hoops and give him more space to make a mess of.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Okay, on the base plate, bottom of it, I actually did go poly, no paint, because figured you're never gonna see it's gonna get scuffed. Spare the paint just in case I get close to running out. Paint on the top, legs are screwed on. I actually used the feet that came with them as the bolts because they're an M10 1.5 and the box store didn't even have them. So I had to pad them out with some washers below so that the feet actually touch the ground, because if I didn't, all the weight was going only on the washers, and I was scared that that might, you know, bust something free. With the feet flush, all the weight's transferred directly to the ground. It's a little tacky, but I'm gonna throw the clips on one by one and use the actual display unit as its own drying rack. Sometimes old Balesy boy uses his noodle. Second coat for those. And all my shelves are drying. Looks pretty good. Does have a design flaw I should have thought about. Because there's only 3 legs, and they're not spaced as a total triangle because I didn't want to close in the spacing, or if I had done that I would have had to make the diameter of everything larger. There is some racking front to back, The twisting, not so much once the cap gets totally popped down. I just don't want to leave fingerprints in the damp paint. So the fix, I already tested. If I add one gusset, it won't do the racking. It can still kind of go side to side, but if I do 2 gussets in the back, you won't really see them. I'll have them permanently fixed to the bottom and figure out how many shelves I got to come up, and then we'll just zip 1 or 2 screws per gusset. It'll mean I have to tear into my base a little bit, either with holes or probably can't route since that's screwed. We'll figure it out. Just a little modification. And this is an abrupt end to shop day. Around 7, Bill's got to go. Ruth has a performance tonight. Made some progress on the crescent shelves. I'm taking some shelves home to drill. Gonna try to get here as many times next week as possible. Have some reinforcement coming in from Pennsylvania. That could save our skin.
I think so.
Maybe I'll film more again before we leave, but I'm not making any promises. Okay, bye.
Goodbye.